Okay, so hello. I haven't done this in 2 years, but today I'm gonna be reviewing this thing, which is a WeiHui F4-Defense rifle. Yeah, awesome. It says SLR here, but if I bring this back forward, it does say F4-Defense, something like that. Yeah, okay. So let's get to it. Let's open the box. We get this. This is the first thing we're gonna see once we open the box, which gives us, I'm gonna pull this out first. This is the heaviest part of the blaster, toy blaster. It's a stock, it's a butt stock. It's also over here on this button here. If you press this, it's adjustable. Very nice. You get an LPVO. It's not actually real, it's a dummy. As you can see, there's nothing. And you're supposed to look through it. I think it's from the back. But if you look at it from the back here, you can't actually like zoom in or anything. So you're gonna have to use this part to actually like zoom in and out to look at stuff, which is wrong. Next is a magazine. This got a honeycomb pattern. I don't know. This has a honeycomb pattern. It's electric as well, and there's a button over there. I'm gonna assume. Oh no, never mind. You put the gel balls from the side. There you go. We can't see it from there in the inside, but there's this little, I wouldn't say button, but you're gonna press this down and it should be able to come back out like that. We have another magazine, but this one is very substantial. Don't know what that does, but it's a drum magazine, obviously. And same thing here. You load it, but instead of from the top, you pull the tab out. There's two tabs in which you pull this out from, I think. I don't know, honestly. I'm trying to do that right now. And it seems that it's not working. Okay, I'm just gonna figure that out later. Next, on the gun, we have the lower and upper receiver. With that, oh yeah, and if you pull the bolt handle, bolt handle? I'm rusty. It releases the dust cover, and it says 300 blackout. Just so you know, this is not chambered in 300 blackout, it's a gel blaster, so yeah. And of course, you can only pull this much back. This metal slide does move back and forward, but you can't actually chamber anything. There's no firing pin as well, so it won't actually shoot anything. It's also, you got 3 modes here. You have safe, single, full auto. Right. And of course you have the handguard, which features M-lock here, an M-lock kind of system that revolves throughout the whole handle, I guess. I forgot what it's called. And then we have a whole row of Picatinny rails. Then we have more Picatinny rails by the sides, of course, and then by the lower part. And this is where the barrel is. Then there's metal, like aluminium inside this, an aluminium barrel, I think. Yeah, something like that. And I did figure it out, actually. You do just pull on this. It's just that it's gonna be a bit rough, it's gonna be a bit difficult, but that's it. Once you've loaded your gel balls, push it back in. I'll be gentle, much as I can. Okay, sometimes when you pull too hard, there'll be, yeah, this shouldn't happen, right? The way you fix this is you just press the plastic and there you go. There you go. Just like that. Very nice. Now, this is only a plastic cover. We can attach the stuff on the gun right now, but if we lift it, there's more stuff underneath. That includes the aluminium barrel, another aluminium barrel, I think. Iron sights. You have a grip, very nice for C-clamp, I guess. You have this thing for the buttstock, which, you get free gel balls. These are not milky whites, these are just normal ones. Glasses, protective glasses. But of course, if you're going to actually play an airsoft or gel ball game, always buy impact rated glasses, just so you know. You get this. Oh yeah, they pulled something out. Yeah, this is kind of a customization that you can put on the end of the gun, right? This is a T-brick. I don't know what this is. This is basically a compensator, I guess. Definitely not a flash hider. This is the battery. Very weird looking. We get a charger. It's different from your usual chargers, is it? Oh yeah, it is. It is different. 2-point sling is this? I'm not too sure, but it's a sling. I'm gonna just take everything out real quick. Then you'd also get this. Peringatan, bahaya terdapat bagian kecil, tidak cocok untuk anak di bawah 3 tahun. Peringatan, not reading all that, that's in Bahasa Indonesia, just so you know. This is a manual, and it's all in English. And if you want to, this is what the Gelblaster looks like. It's very nice, honestly. Very nice. It's an F4-15. I think it's a custom-made AR-15 from a specific company that I don't really know about. But yeah. Of course, we have all these installation steps, or just steps on how you're gonna install this thing. Common faults and solutions. Focus this. There you go. Connect the battery and make sure the battery is fully charged. The diameter of the gel bulb must be 7 or 8 millimeters. Then there's the warnings. Gelblaster cannot shoot. That'll be due to these two, and yeah, that's basically the whole magazine. If I can just focus back on this, there you go. Very nice. And okay, wow, okay. We're just gonna, yeah, okay. Right, so moving on. We are started with this. First of all, I'd like to make sure that the aluminum barrel is installed correctly. So there's this aluminum barrel. There's this little notch on one end, and pretty sure we're just gonna make sure it's snug on tight, like that. Now, moving up to the upper receiver. Not sure how you call these things, but this here on the end is the barrel. This barrel part, we install this. There's this smaller and bigger area. We put the bigger area like that, as so. Now it's fully connected. Now, you take that compensator that we had earlier, and you make sure this plastic part that's covered is on the bottom. And you just yeah. Alright, moving on. So the way you attach this onto the blaster is, you see this, there's these okay, let me just focus on okay, yeah, perfect. Right, so there's these two little notches on the inside. So these two little notches, there's a smaller notch and a bigger notch. Now if we refer back to the blaster, you'd see how there is a yeah, there's this notch, this little notch here, and then on the other side there's this other notch. Oh, you can see them both from here. Awesome. Good. Now, carefully and meticulously, I'm gonna put this back on 0.5. There you go. So you just make sure the barrel goes inside this, yeah? Make sure it does. There you go. And was it counterclock? Okay, so it's gonna be looking like this. It's gonna be leaning to the right, so it's in a clockwise direction. To lock it on, secure it, you turn it anti-clockwise, or to the left. There you go. And now this whole thing has been set up nicely, and yeah, very nice. Now, put this onto chas. Put in. Well, you gotta do it gently. There you go. And just to however you'd like. I think I'd like that. And yeah, that is a very long blaster. Now, so we have this for the buttstock. I'm going to put this on the back, which is also quite simple. You can just, yeah. I think you can just put it on directly, gently push it down until it locks in place. Is this even on the right side? Just, okay, there you go, that was kind of loud. Yeah, you put that on and That should fit snug on that. Just like that, on the back here. And then now, I think, should we put the battery in? Yes, we should. Right, so this is where the battery actually goes. And on that. There you go, very nice. So, I'm gonna focus on that, make it brighter. There you go. So this is where the oh, that's a bit too bright. Oops. There you go, that's better. Right, this. So the battery itself has this little plastic thing on the end. And if you look at this, how to make sense of this? I don't know. Yeah, so you see this plastic notch. Pretty sure you just have to slide it in. Make sure it actually fits nicely, just like that, and you press it in. There you go. If you want to take the battery out, you just press on this, and then you pull it out with the other two fingers that you've been given. Okay, let me just... Magazine, very simple. Into the mag well, and there you go. Just like that. Next are iron sights. Iron sights, this is the back sight. Oh, it's a bit damaged. That wasn't by me though, just so you know. It through, maybe facing, if it just would though. Oh yes. It's a bit tight on that thing. Let me just do this off camera. There you go. So next iron sight is the same thing, just goes through the front end this time because it's the front iron sight. And yeah, just so you know, there's okay. There's these two little things. This is a Picatinny rail system, so you just gotta make sure that it is aligned correctly and it'll fit correctly. If I can just make this to work, please. Okay. You got it on. Wow, that was difficult. Okay, so this is a tight fit, and this one on the front end is also a tight fit. Right, so this is the Gelblaster looks like. Very nice, very cool, very awesome. Now, do we want to attach this? You know, preferably I'd not. I would just... How would I hold it? I would hold a C-clamp just like that on the front end. That's what I'm more comfortable with because I can't really reach that far. So I won't. But to actually install this is quite simple. There's a little, this little screw, Picatinny rail system, adaptable, I guess. And okay, so I'm turning this forward. Okay, from this view, just imagine this camera as your head, and this is what you're seeing. This is your hand. Could be left-handed, I don't know. Right, doesn't matter. You turn it forward to tighten, turn it backwards to loosen. There you go, very nice, very nice. And then you put this on the end. It should be easier, not as tight as the sights are because, well, it's loosened up, quote unquote. There you go. Ah, look at that. Look at that plastic piece. There you go. Right, then you slide this on, and there you go. That's your foregrip attached. For me, this doesn't really do much. Besides obstruct the view if I actually had a red dot. That's not on a riser. So I'm just gonna screw this back. And yeah, now I'll attach the LPVO how it should be attached, aka this way, I think. Is it from the big to the small or is it the small to the big? I'm pretty sure it's the small to the big, right? Come on, I love LPVOs, I should know this. Oops. And same thing, you unscrew by screwing it backwards. Very nice. Make sure those are loose. Then you'd attach this. I'd prefer, okay. Right, and then we screw this back by screwing it forward. Well, in this view, it would be screwing it to the left, but I don't want to confuse things. There you go. Yep. That is the whole build that you've been given. Well, not really, because you still have a drum mag. you still have this for grip, but I won't put it on. I will not use that. And yeah, very nice. This is quite a heavy gun. I saw another review on it. I'll put the link in the description just so you guys would know that where I got some of my info from, because I don't have all the tools available, like a chrono. I don't have a chrono, so I do use other videos for that. Moving forward from that statement, yeah, it is like I think a 1.4 kilos. I'll show that somewhere on screen, maybe in this little corner here. Original link will be on top of the photo. There's this plastic thing on the sling. I'm not gonna use this thing. I don't need it. So yeah, that's it. It feels very nice. This is full nylon. Of course, it has very nice features, and the battery's there. You can hear the electrical whirring. And yeah. Now, if you put it into single fire, which is what I did here, when you hold down the trigger, this is me holding it down, it won't fire. It only fires once. Full auto. You hold down the trigger, this is what happens. So yeah, very nice, very fast. And in fact, it fires with such ferocity. There's actually this, I wouldn't say blowback, because it doesn't really blow back that much, but there's this kind of feel of recoil. Now this is a toy, okay? This is a toy, so I'm not gonna talk about recoil so much, but it's there. It exists. Yeah. So as I already showed before, there's this little switch, which you just pop that open. You're gonna open this bottle, and you're gonna put it here. Make sure there's no water in this, because there's electrics inside, as far as I can tell at least. And I think I already put enough. Yep. Then here it is. Now if I pull on the charging handle, okay, let me keep that safe first. If I pull the charging handle, okay, put that single. Yep, okay, it works. I don't know how far the target is, maybe 6 meters? Yeah. I'm gonna be aiming with the fake sight first to see how it goes, I guess. And then I'm just, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do full auto. Oh. Jeez. After shooting this thing, I've reached the conclusion that, you know, for the price that it is, it's pretty good. But even though there was no wind, the gun wasn't shooting straight. Sometimes it would drift upwards, it would drift downwards, to the left, to the right. And, you know, obviously that's gonna be an issue for long range shooting. Even if that was like 5 or 6 meters or so, it already posed an issue shooting the targets. Then it would be an issue when you're trying to shoot farther than 5 meters or 6 meters, right? So I reached the conclusion that this thing, this little guy, is not exactly little, but it'd be better for short range, aka CQB, CQC, or if you're playing in a building. So if you're playing gel ball in a building, in a small building, like a small house, or maybe the stadium? No, the place where you're playing at doesn't have too much like long range kind of things where it's below 5 meters, or aka it's just really close where you don't even have to really aim, you just gotta point and shoot, right? That'd be fine. The gun would be just fine. So it does pose one issue, and that is the gun is really long. Obviously it's very long, And with the issue being very long is that it will obviously make it harder for you to traverse through a space that is small, and that means when you're up on a wall, you can't keep this pointed out. You have to put like it upwards or downwards, which could pose a disadvantage for people who have shorter carbines, shorter blasters, like my Semblion SLR. I'll put up a photo somewhere. And yeah, but even though it wasn't really shooting the best, it wasn't shooting straight, it's still pretty fun to shoot. Why? Because, well, if you pull the back the charging handle, that was a bit rough. This is the charging handle. Silver part here, it goes back and forth. Now, when you're shooting it, it also goes back and forth, which is nice. It creates this feeling of some recoil, even though it doesn't really exist, right? Which is great. It's fun. Fun to shoot. It's, yeah, fun. And it did have some feeding issues, where even though there were still plenty of gel balls in the magazine, it wouldn't actually fire them. I don't know what's wrong with that. I genuinely have no idea, but yeah, I have no idea. If you wanted to shoot better, I don't know what the internals look like, but I guess you could buy a hop-up. I don't even know if you could upgrade this. I'm pretty sure some of you like smarter people in this space of hobbies would be able to do that. Upgrade your gel ball guns and put a hop up so it have backspin and make the gel balls more accurate per se, right? But I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to. I don't need to, because I already have the Semblion SLR anyway. And yeah, moving on though to pros and cons. So, pros and cons. First thing I would like to say is this is really good construction. That's one of the pros, okay? One of the pros is that this has very good construction. Why, you may ask? I did mention it somewhere in one of the recordings in this video, but I did say it's full nylon. Everything is made off of nylon. Everything here is fully nylon, except for this, obviously. This is an aluminum barrel, but there's no issue with that. Everything else, very nice, very textured. It's all nylon. There's no trick here, literally just nylon, everything, which is a type of plastic. But if I'm not wrong, it is a pretty good type of plastic. It's not squeaky. It's a bit rattly here and there, but that's okay. Magazine is very light. So if you're wearing a chest rig vest, right? You're bringing like 3 extra one of these, right? It wouldn't be too heavy because this is fully plastic. I'm gonna assume this is also nylon because it said full nylon construction. And yeah, very nice. It also has some details here, actually, which is just nice to have. It says here 556 by 45 NATO. Oh, that's a bit weird because on the dust cover it says 300 blackout. I don't know the inaccuracies, but it's okay. We have the details here. This is 556 hex mag HX30 AR PAT blah 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 for airsoft only as well. There, I don't know if the camera can pick up on that because I'm on this side now. And yeah, details, right? Another thing is that this is 1-to-1. This is a 1-to-1 replica of the F4-15 defense rifle. The F4-15 from F4-Defense. Now, what's up with 1-to-1s? That means it's a 1-to-1 complete replica. The sizings, everything is as it should be, which is nice. So this is a full-size blaster. So if you guys want some realism in your playing, get this. Very nice. Then there's also the grip, which I enjoy because is this gonna? Oh yeah, it's gonna tip over. Right. So over here, the grip is textured, right? And the back is also textured here. It's nice and comfortable, you know? And there's also some finger grooves on it too, which is also nice. Good positive here. Then the buttstock. The buttstock is pretty heavy. It is the heaviest part of the gun, if I'm gonna be completely honest. There's a place where you could put a sling through. I think it's this one. This little hole here, I think that's where you put the sling. So it's compatible with a sling, of course. It's adjustable. That's another pro. Okay, so right, I'm gonna compile the pros. So the pros are it's completely made of nylon. It has good grips, some details on the magazine. Magazine's really light, which to me I don't really like, but I could see why it's a positive for some, so I'm gonna put it there, and pros and cons. And another pro is that this is compatible with your slings, or you could attach it to this point right here, this piece of plastic here, because it's thinner, it's easier, especially if it's like more of a carabiner kind of thing, kind of sling point, right? The cheek pad is also full nylon. It's comfortable, I guess. And then the buttstock itself here, where you're gonna put on your shoulder, it's made of rubber. I wouldn't say it's the softest, but it is more comfortable. And yeah, it's nice. Adjustable as well. That's another pro. And how far can the stock go, you may ask? Very far. It can go this far. Which, yeah, it's pretty nice. Very nice. Anyways, so what else can I talk about? Modularity. Another pro, I'd say, okay, is the modularity, because you get Picatinny rail, Picatinny rail, Picatinny rail, and then I'm just gonna detach this if I can. There you go. This whole top area, including this back part on the upper receiver, is all Picatinny rails. You could slap a freaking F4-15 flashlight, some buttons over here, because this is an M-lock and a one-to-one as well. You could put a hand stop here and that'll be very nice. It's a very modular toy blaster. That is good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now for the cons. Okay. The cons. The cons of the blaster. It's a bit heavy. It's around 1 kilo, like 1.4 kilos. Yeah, it's about 1.4 kilos. I have the picture and the original video where I got that information from. That's 1.4 kilos. For some people, maybe that's light. For me, personally, I can see myself getting a bit sluggish in my movements, because I'm gonna have to like carry this with one arm and then the other one. Eventually, you're just gonna get tired, because that's pretty heavy. That's pretty freaking heavy compared to my full plastic, full nylon. I don't freaking know. The other SLR. Pull up another picture of it again, right? And another issue is that the barrel is not really compatible. It's not threaded. It's not a threaded barrel. So that makes me wonder, is this compatible with all those like tracer units and suppressors that you can find and buy for airsoft and also for gel ball? I don't know if it's compatible or not, because well, there's no thread on it. Like for example, this barrel attachment that you put on the end of the gun, all you really do with it is you just put it on. There's no threading on it, so you wouldn't know if it's actually compatible with those things or not. And I find that as an issue, because maybe you want to put a tracer on it and you can't. Oh, that's sad. That's too bad, right? Right. Moving on. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the magazine is a bit too light. I don't really like light magazines. I don't know why. I think it's just a personal preference. I'd enjoy a heavier magazine. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And of course, another con is that the LPVO, low variable powered optic, that isn't even, it's not even an LPVO. This is just a replica. Well, it's not real. It's a replica, but at the same time, there's no like battery power function to it, so you don't see a reticle, you don't see a crosshair on it. It's completely just an upside down magnified object, and you're not really gonna do anything with that. You can see through it, but you're not really gonna aim through it. In fact, I tried using it and the magnification actually went down. Well, some LPVOs in real life have that. They have 0.9, 0.8 magnification. But, you know, the fact that you don't really have a reticle or a crosshair kind of defeats the purpose of having this thing on your gun. So even those like cheap fake EOTechs and red dots would be better. That's just my personal opinion though, personal preference. It does look great. I'd prefer this if it actually had a reticle on it, because it looks so good. And yeah. There isn't really much else for me to say on the cons besides those, because overall this is a really nice gun. It's a really nice toy. For the price you're getting, it's actually pretty nice. It's hard and it's difficult to find these kinds of things these days at a good price like this. Yeah. And since I don't really have anything else to say, that'll be it for the video. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Just thank you for watching though.